Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I'm reacting to more TikToks that Republicans have made in response to me. As many of you probably know, I make political TikToks where I talk about relevant news, relevant policy, even some legal cases, and very frequently Republicans disagree with me and have a lot to say in response. So once again, I'm going to be reacting to some of these videos and responding to the arguments they made to me. Today we have 4 videos lined up, which is more than usual, but I just saw so many that really needed a response that it was really hard to narrow it down. And let me tell you, some of these videos are insane, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So let's just jump right into the first one. So this woman that you're gonna see in a moment responded to one of my videos, and she is someone who believes that Joe Biden is going to get removed as president and Donald Trump will take his place. Yeah, I'm being serious. Let's take a look at what she had to say.
Republican Matt Gaetz just voted for Donald Trump to be the next Speaker of the House.
Oh, silly Harry. What are you going to do? You're worried about Speaker of the House? I think you have bigger things to worry about, my friend, after tomorrow because, yeah, they have enough evidence to remove the sitting president that you seem to so much love. I think that you're in a little bit of trouble and a little bit of a panic there, Harry, because once they remove Biden, Trump is your president again. Whether you like it or not, he's going to come back and be the president of the United States.
Oh my god. So yeah, these are some of the people I have the pleasure of dealing with. And look, I don't mind when Republicans respond to my videos. I think it's good to encourage debate, but I do get slightly concerned when I see videos like this. Like this video for me, and probably for you, is a scary reminder that people like this actually exist. People who think that Joe Biden is going to get removed as president and that he's guilty of whatever they're claiming he's guilty of. And not only that, not only is Joe Biden allegedly guilty according to this person, but Donald Trump is going to be taking his spot. Number one, constitutionally speaking, that makes absolutely no sense. But of course, also logically speaking, it makes no sense. And I guess this person believes that I'm really sitting here worried about this possibility of Joe Biden getting removed from office. I mean, clearly, there's just no arguing with this person. I would describe them as too far gone. But I guess my response would be, in short, no, I'm not at all worried about President Biden getting removed from the presidency. And no, I'm not worried about Donald Trump somehow magically taking his spot. But I'm not joking when I say this. The amount of videos I get like that, where someone's just spewing crazy conspiracy theories, is very concerning. So anyway, enough of that. Let's swiftly move on to the next video. Okay, so this Republican responded to a video of me talking about Donald Trump's legal troubles, so let's see what he had to say.
Donald Trump faces 40 years behind bars if he's convicted of all 4 criminal charges.
So I've asked this question, and I can never get a straight answer. So let's try this again. What happens when nothing happens to him? Then what are you guys going to do?
Okay, I mean, I think the answer is pretty simple. So look, I am personally under the belief that Donald Trump will face some legal ramification. I'm not saying he's going to get arrested. I'm not saying he's going to be in an orange jumpsuit. However, I do believe he will face some legal action. I think the evidence is just overwhelming. But I'll play into your hypothetical. Let's just say that nothing legally happens to Donald Trump. He's not charged and there is no wrongdoing found. What I would do next is nothing. I would accept the result of that. If the Department of Justice and attorneys around the country that are investigating him find that there genuinely is no evidence to prove any of these things, then nothing happens. We just move on from these legal cases. I know this guy is wanting a Democrat to freak out and say, we'll storm the streets, we'll riot and all that stuff. But no, that's simply just not going to happen. I'd be disappointed because I do think that the evidence is overwhelming, but we have a system of justice in this country, and if nothing happens to him, nothing happens to him. And I do have faith in the Department of Justice and prosecutors around the country that they will evaluate the evidence fairly and make conclusions in their best judgment. So I know that guy was trying to pull a gotcha moment, but it just didn't work. Okay, so moving on to the next one. This is yet another conspiracy theory filled video. So let's take a look at what this gentleman had to say.
Now, of course, Donald Trump is not going to be the next Speaker of the House, but I just find it weird that Trump...
Harry, you also said Donald Trump wasn't going to be president, and how'd that turn out for you? Never count the man out.
Yeah, so 2 things. The only time that I've publicly said that Donald Trump was not going to be president was back in 2020, and look what happened. Donald Trump didn't become president for a second term. I mean, back in 2016, when he was originally running, I was barely interested in politics then. I was like 14 years old. So I'm not exactly sure what he's referencing when he claimed that I said Donald Trump won't be president, because in 2020 I was right, and in 2016 I was certainly not posting political videos online. But to his second and more crazy point, yeah, Donald Trump was never going to be the next Speaker of the House. In fact, tonight, the night I'm recording this video, Kevin McCarthy was just elected as the Speaker of the House. Like, I'm serious. There was never a chance that Donald Trump was going to be able to gather enough votes. Now, technically speaking, he could have been, because the Speaker of the House doesn't actually have to be a member of Congress, but it was never going to happen, and I was right in my prediction. This gentleman clearly disagrees, saying never underestimate Donald Trump, but yeah, on this channel and on my pages, we don't buy into conspiracy theories. I mean, some of the people that respond to me are clearly a little, but with that said, let's move on to the fourth and final video. So this guy made a video trying to pull a gotcha moment on me, but it doesn't really work out. Let's take a look what he had to say.
So Donald Trump is now trying to go after Joe Biden for his golf swing? Like, I'm not joking. He put out this link to this far right news organization that was going after President Biden for his golf swing. And it's just so funny how Biden lives in Donald Trump's head rent-free.
Rent-free, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Is this you?
Happy holidays to everyone except Donald Trump. 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 It's of Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
So yeah, you get the idea. You see what he's trying to do. And this is a response I frequently get. A lot of people say that I talk about Donald Trump all the time and that he's my entire page. And they've made compilations like this where I'm saying Donald Trump repeatedly. But if these folks weren't already aware, I post political videos online. And what do you know? Donald Trump happens to be a political figure. And remember, on average, I'd say I'd post between 7 and 10 videos a day. So of course, in a week, you're going to be able to make a compilation of me saying Donald Trump. And again, it's also important to remember that Donald Trump is running for president in 2024. So if any Republican is asking why Democrats still talk about him, it's because he's a presidential opponent. Like, of course, we're going to highlight our disagreements with someone who has a very good chance to be the Republican nominee for president in 2024. Also, on top of that, I and many other people believe that the evidence is sufficient to prove that Donald Trump broke the law and his actions were dangerous for the United States. Do you think we're just going to forget about that? Do you think we're just going to move on? Absolutely not. Between January 6th, the classified documents case, and the many other investigations, we should absolutely be highlighting the evidence against Donald Trump. And look, if Republicans have a problem with that, that's perfectly fine with me. You can have a problem with it, but it doesn't mean that the rest of the American people are just going to forget about it. And for some reason, that's something that Republicans just can't wrap their heads around. So yeah, I strongly support President Biden. I strongly support the Democrats. So I'm going to talk about people who want to run against them and highlight my policy differences with them. And if you think that's weird, if you think it's crazy, if you think it's wrong, that's perfectly fine. We don't have to agree. So anyway, folks, that's going to wrap up the video for today. As you can see, some of the responses I get are just crazy. But also, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate if you did all of those things. And your guys' support has been amazing. I cannot thank you enough. And once again, whether you like me or you dislike me, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you folks soon.